Felt kind of like mischievous fun to, agreeing to jump on board a show like that so soon after doing The Crown.
Gillian Anderson is jumping from one royal series to another in season 2 of Hulu's The Great. Anderson, fresh off of her critically acclaimed role as Margaret Thatcher in season 4 of The Crown, spoke to The Hollywood Reporter about switching over to the Russian monarchy and spilling what's to come in her guest starring role on the latest season of The Great.
How did it feel going from one royal show to a drastically different one?
The 1980s Thatcher scene and the 18th century Russia, Catherine the Great scene are about as opposed as maybe you can get. Also, the particular take that the show that The Great has of this time is so fantastically irreverent, and that kind of satire really appeals to me.
The series follows the rise to power of Catherine the Great, played by Elle Fanning, with Anderson playing the Empress's mother, Joanna.
There is a rumor sweeping Europe that you have taken Russia from your husband.
Although the premise follows a major point in history, by no means is this a historical tale, with the dramedy taking many liberties in its adaptation. But still, the characters were informed by some surprisingly wild tales based in history.
There was one thing that I was surprised to learn, which does not show up in the show, but apparently the money that her daughter Catherine received for her wedding gowns, Joanna actually spent them on herself, which is not surprising when you see this woman as she's portrayed in the series. But it is a surprising thought that your mom would come to visit and end up spending all the money that is there for your wedding dress before you get to have a wedding dress made.
In addition to sharing what's to come from her guest starring role, the star shared her affinity for taking on women in history. Up next for the actress, playing Eleanor Roosevelt in Showtime's The First Lady.
When somebody comes to you and says, we would like you to play Eleanor Roosevelt, it's very difficult to say nah to, because firstly, the challenge is such that appeals to me as an actor. But also, she was such an extraordinary human being that the idea of spending time in her shoes, and even in research, the time spent researching her, was so amazing, and it was just really an extraordinary honor.
Season 2 of The Great is now streaming on Hulu. For more on the story, head to THR.com. And for the latest entertainment news and updates, keep watching The Hollywood Reporter News.